Alright, once you have the drill all the way in there, and the top tightening screw all the way tightened and pulled up and in the locked position, then you can begin jogging the machine back to a reasonable location. Okay. Now, something to be very careful of is you don't know where the last person left the height of this drill bit. It's very possible that as you're moving the machine back to where it used to be, you may chip off the tip of the drill bit on the copper clad. Okay, so right here it looks kind of close, so be very careful when you're jogging it, and try to see before it hits whether you think it's going to hit. If you think it's going to hit, then you need to raise the limits. Okay, so it looks in this situation that we're going to be okay. A position that I find particularly helpful for setting the depth of the drill is jogging the head until the pad is still entirely over the copper and aluminum plates, but the drill is immediately off the edge of it. Okay, so here, when the head goes down, you'll be able to see just how deep the drill would go. Now, before you hit the head down command, you're going to want to play with this just by hand. So just kind of gently push down on the mill until it comes in contact with something, okay? And then you need to be paying attention to whether it's the drill that's coming into contact with the base, or whether it's the head that's coming into contact with the copper. And it should be that this foot is coming into contact with the copper. If it's the drill first, then you need to let up and lower the foot until that comes into contact first. Okay? So let's go ahead and try that now. Okay, so right now it looks like the drill is hitting the base first, before the foot hits the copper. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower the foot with the adjustment knob that I talked about in the other video. A fair bit here. Okay, and now we're going to try again. Now we've lowered the foot. Let me take a look carefully. Okay, now we can clearly see that the foot is hitting, is stopping the mechanism from going down before the drill hits the base of the table. Okay? Let's get a better angle on this. Taking a closer look here at the drill, you can see, now that I've raised the foot, that the first thing to come into contact is not the drill, but rather the foot. Okay? Now, it looks like from here that the drill is going to go pretty deep into the aluminum sacrificial board, which we don't really want. Okay? So what we need to do is we need to decrease the depth of cut. Alright? So to decrease the depth of cut, we just need to move the knob on the right of the mill head, the depth adjustment cut, to the negative side. That is, lower the foot a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to try lowering it ourselves again. Alright, so it looks like at this point, the drill is going to be going about halfway to a quarter of the way through the aluminum sacrificial board, which is exactly what we want. Okay? So now even if you jam down the mill head, the foot will stop it from going any further, and the drill will only go about halfway through the aluminum sacrificial board, which means it goes all the way through the copper clad. Now, something to keep in mind is that you don't want to go too little into the aluminum board, because if you don't go deeply enough into the aluminum board, then the little conical section at the very tip of the drill bit will wind up embedded in the copper. And so rather than getting a full circular hole, you will get a circular hole with a slightly lesser diameter at the bottom, which is where that conical bit hit. Okay? So you want to go a fair bit into the aluminum section to make sure that you're well into the drill bit by the time you pull up. Alright, so with the proper drill inserted, and we've tested the depth of the cut with just your finger on the mill head, and you can go ahead and engage the head down command. Okay, and this will put the full pressure of the solenoid down on the copper clad and everything, and you can see very well how deep the drill will be going. So as you can clearly see, there's still a fair amount of room in between the base of the device and the tip of the drill. Okay, so that means that it's going to be stopping somewhere in the middle of the aluminum clad board, which is exactly what we want. Alright, so once you've verified the depth of the drill, then you can go ahead and give the heads up command. Verify then that it still goes above the copper clad, and jog it very carefully to the right to make sure it doesn't chip itself off on the copper. Alright, so now you are ready to drill. So to truly verify the drill depth has been set correctly, we're going to want to do an actual test drill into the material. Alright, and to do that, we're going to turn on the spindle,